Welcome to another edition of the brand called You. Today, I am very delighted to have a fellow storyteller with me. Nidhi Mahesh, welcome to the show.
Hello, Ashutosh. Nice speaking to you.
Thank you. Nidhi is the chief storyteller of We Storytellers. She has worked for Times Now, Sahara TV, ETV, and Doordarshan. And she's associated with Seven Lakes Technologies, Manthan, Mindtech, and Mindtree. So, Nidhi, tell me a little bit about your early career.
Thanks, Ashutosh. So I started my career pretty early. I was in school actually in grade 12 when I started working, not of course professionally, but yeah, I started taking on assignments, doing interviews, publishing them on local newspapers, working for as a freelancer for All India Radio. Doordarshan. That's how I got into journalism. So it wasn't a planned choice. It just happened to be that it's a drift and you got in there. So
Right.
when I got into journalism, that's a time which was which was very new to India. We were opening up to the private news, so to say. Transition from Doordarshan to private news was just happening. I'm talking about 96, 97. And we were like the first breed of journalists who were broadcast natives. We were born in television era, so we don't come from a print background and then making it here. So we were learning the ropes right there. And one interesting thing that happened at that time, at the start of our career, is that we didn't have a template to follow, right? So this was completely new medium, a new language being created in media, and we were just expected to go with the flow and learn every day. And those were very fascinating times because I started my career with ETV, that's Inadu. Most people didn't even know what ETV stood for because we were not seen in the place that we were working in. It
Right.
was an Andhra based channel, very popular in Andhra Pradesh, but not known in the. I come from Calcutta. I was working in the Bureau of Calcutta. And interestingly, we would do our stories in English. It will come to the desk here and they will just translate and put it up there. So that's how I started my career in television right from the beginning, learning the language as we grew. And the medium changed so rapidly. Initially, we would have those high band cameras. Can you imagine today, three people holding cameras, one camera, one person holding a recorder, and one person holding a microphone, and then a light man and a it's like a whole clan going out for a shoot. So that used to be the time, and we used to have those huge cassettes that we will carry and run to the airport. Somehow we had to get the news out. Those were very different, all typical manual labor, if you want to call it. That's how the news started, and then new technology keep coming in, and as journalists, we were not just supposed to report; we were also supposed to, grow with the medium, understand the medium, and master it. So there weren't those typical training sessions where you're told. It's just that you're thrust into a situation. Now deal with it. So
Right.
that's how the
Very
grounding has been. So those were my early days, and then
true.
I moved to marketing, and from there to here. So
So
that's
I can understand what you're saying because I mean I'm much older than you are, but when I was in college in the mid '70s, I used to do programs on All India Radio. And I used to earn 20 rupees per program. The Forces Request and these music programs. And then I can understand what you're talking about. Of course, it's in a different generation altogether. But what would you say, Nidhi, are three key milestones in your life or your career?
when you talk about milestones, well, I've not never seen them as milestones, but when I look back, I see those turning points. So one, of course, was the news, like the way I got into news. I'm not trained news person. I'm not from mass comm background. I'm a political science was my subject. But I got in there because that's how things was. So news was one of my milestones, and learning with news, like news is. I think people say people should spend 1 year in army to learn the life, how
Hmm.
life is lived. I think people just should spend at least a year in journalism to see different facets of life. You see the best of it, you see the worst of it.
Correct.
So that's one milestone. But one interesting milestone that happened, it was in 2004. I worked on a film. It was a Of the Children, For the Children, and By the Children film. It was first of its kind in India. I was a creative director for it. The The interesting part is not that we made the film and it got the best film award in Athens, but it became a turning point for those kids that we made the film with. They were 11 kids of a orphanage, and after we left them with that, I know that they carried on with that, and every year they made films and they kind of learned the medium, and they got the support from the government, from the leading directors of that time. So that's a turning point in the sense that it made a difference to my, that's where the storytelling came in. So I, in without knowing, without consciously being aware, I created a band of storytellers. And then the next milestone was when I moved to a completely uncharted road through marketing.
Hmm.
And I learned from the best of the masters, again, not having any training in marketing. But if you would know Subrata Bagchi of Mindtree,
Yeah.
he's the mentor. He brought me from journalism to marketing. I was a journalist working in Bangalore at that time, interviewing him, and just things just happened, and I got into marketing. And because I could write, I could understand the content. That's why I could make this transition. And the very recent milestone is We Storytellers.
So I'll just come to now. We storytellers. Tell me about the venture and what are you doing? I mean, you're creating storytellers.
Not exactly creating storytellers, but creating stories
Okay.
that matter. So this again, these storytellers is not something. It's a very calculated or a thought through move. This is a kind of a natural progression. I've been telling stories in different genre. I started with news, moved to marketing, and I kept on writing. I've been a ghostwriter for a long time, so most people don't ghosts don't exist, but
Correct.
I can bust that myth because I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what I realize is that the way the marketing language is evolving, the way the companies are telling their stories, there's a disconnect. There's a too much of selling going on. There's a deluge of content. You are trying your hands at everything, and somewhere the connect is getting lost. And I'm a firm believer that a communication, if it is done with the right intent and with the right thought behind it, you'll definitely be able to connect. So that was the persuasion for me to start exploring and building an organization where we focus on storytelling. And when I began sometime in May this year, that was like as recent as
Mhm.
that time formally. Yeah, of course we were doing it in different forms before that. In the couple of months we realized that, okay, we are talking about stories that marketers will tell to the customer,
Hmm.
but what about stories that need to be told internally? Because what happens is there's a disconnect in what you are saying to the external world and what you're telling your employees inside, and then there's a it's a different story. People don't speak the same language, and that's when you have to train people up when they're going in front of the customer or they're meeting. So your voice should be inside out. You speak the same language outside that you speak inside, and that's where we found that organization communication is a very important aspect, and that then we built that into our offering. And then we found that there are a lot of leaders who have very solid background. They have experiences, expertise, but they're not able to articulate it out, right? So there's an opportunity to support them in becoming a thought leader. So that's again an offering that
So without giving names, can you give me an example?
I'll give you an example of a recent leader we engaged with. So the leader comes with a strong background in security, managing private data and stuff. But then what happens is, and despite having a lot of patents, despite having all the work that they have been doing behind the scene, when it comes to executive presence, it's something that you lose out to people who don't really have that much of depth, but they have an executive presence. So we kind of the leader in building a voice and creating. And here we don't follow a template. I'm not a very great fan of a template or a framework, because every person is unique and their voice is unique. And as storytellers, my role is not to tell you this is how you should speak. I have no locus standi saying that. But what I do is that if this is what you say, is this what your personality is, your thoughts should come out in that manner. So your voice is something. So we say that we amplify your voice. I don't create your voice. it's your voice at the end of the day. It's
Well
just that
said.
you're taking it out. So that's the kind of support we did, and we're seeing the person right flourishing at this moment.
So tell me, what is the, you've been in news and you said in political news, and now you're also doing business storytelling. What, in your opinion, is the difference between news storytelling and business storytelling?
Before I answer that, I must tell you, Ashutosh, I can't recognize the news that I see today. It's completely different from the time I left
That is
to.
true.
I left
Journalism
into.
has changed completely now. So,
It's completely changed,
I
and I cringe to call it news, but yeah, that's a different discussion.
understand.
So,
Yes.
in a traditional way, or in the way a news should be, news is about information. As a reporter, I'm passionate about reporting, but I'm not passionate about a report. Right? There's a distinction.
Correct.
I have to be completely dispassionate about the subject I'm reporting. I'm supposed to gather information, gain as many perspectives as I can, and relate to my audience. It is for them to take a decision, and it's them for. So that the basic distinction between news stories and business stories is that news stories is only to inform you, while the business stories are about nudging you, making you take a decision, right? That's what all marketers do. We try to tell a story in a way that connects to you, and that kind of takes you to the next step in the journey, as we call the customer journey. So that's the basic difference. It's information. Here the information is designed in a way that it kind of goes into the next step.
So
That's
my
the
next two questions are based on your own experience. What makes a good writer?
For me, a good writer is someone who has clarity of what we are saying. It's very simple. We need to know what we are trying to say, and we have to have a structure. Uh, the way you are trying to tell a story, there has to be a structure. Again, I don't say that it has to be a structure like this or that, but every story has to be told in a flow, in a structure. So clarity, structure, and flow. These are
So
the three
help
things
me
that.
understand what you mean by structure of a story.
Where are we beginning? What is it that we want to convey? That clarity when we have, then we know that what where should we begin? How do we carry the story forward? And how do we keep the audience engaged with me till the last word? Right? That is what a structure is about. You build it in a way that it flows. It's not something which is like, oh, want to add this here, I want to add this here. So there's a problem of plenty. We want to say a lot of things, right? But how do I fit that into a flow, structure it out? That's where the structure comes in.
Interesting. Very interesting. And following question to you is that what makes a good story? I mean, I've often spoken to many people, and there's that old line that every person has a book inside them. And I've often told people that everyone's life is a great story,
Yes.
right? What are your thoughts? Because a lot of people say, no, no, I have nothing to speak.
For me, a story is something I can relate to. That's as simple as that. So most of the time, when you read a book, you become one of the characters. You start thinking, "This is me," or you start thinking, "Well, how would I do this?" Because the story at somewhere is relating to you, is appealing to you, and that relatability in a story, I think, is very very important, because everyone reads something in with a very different perspective. So a story is a conversation which is between one to one.
Hmm.
I'm in a private dialogue with the author, or I'm going with in the journey with the author with my own perspective. Unless I'm able to relate to it, you may like a book, right? There are a lot of great writers and great books. Some people love them, and some people can't even stand 10 pages. That's because I'm not able to relate to the story. It's not about a good or bad story. It's about relatability. So for me, the relatability is very important.